Hey everyone, just a quick video to highlight some things I picked up recently. For my vintage fans, I know I'm usually all about the vintage. I finally picked up this 63 Topps Twirlers. It's for my Jim Bunning collection. A little bit off center, a little bit of wear on the edges, the corners, excuse me, but overall, really pleased to get this card for around 10 bucks. You see a lot of them pop up in eights, and they typically run in the high 30s, maybe around 40 bucks. Just really didn't want the card that bad. So great to get it in a 6, a nice collector grade, and that kind of wraps up my binning or my Bunning pack pulled collection. I picked up one of these the other day in a 7, and so I finally got the 8 for a very affordable price. I don't know what the pop report is on this opening day, but there's a variation, I think, where Johnny Ray is listed as Barry Bonds. It's very valuable. This is the base common version, but still a cool Bonds piece. That's it for baseball. A couple basketball cards here. I continue to pick up these finest kid rookies. This one just in an 8 and an SGC. When you buy basketball cards in the SGC holder, they don't really sell for as high a premium as the PSA. Basketball buyers, for some reason, just aren't big fans of SGC, even with these new, if you call it the black tuxedo or the new label, which is a pretty sharp label. Presents the card pretty well. Here's a Glenn Robinson, not a Hall of Famer, but he was the #1 pick in that 94 draft over Kidd and Grant Hill. Here is an interesting, a PGA. I've got a couple of these here. They're all Gem Mint 10. The cool thing on the back is they actually give you what the actual grade was. I didn't pay much for this. I bundled with another card primarily, but these 96 Flair metal are really, really tough. So anytime you can get a good clean copy, I mean, as long as somebody's looked over it, I don't put a whole lot of trust in this PGA grade label, but at the end of the day, it has been looked over by somebody. And looking at the card, it's fairly clean. I don't intend to resubmit that. I've never submitted a card to PSA. Don't ever plan to in the immediate future. Going with 94 again, a really nice SP foil Grant Hill. I've got a couple more of these on order. Grant Hill stuff, he is a Hall of Famer, right? But just out of sight, out of mind. You know, they talk about the card bubble, especially with basketball as the season winds down and kind of the fan interest wanes a little bit because of maybe some political issues, and maybe, obviously because football's going on, baseball still too. But I don't buy, I think Luka Doncic's an amazing player, Trae Young, amazing guys, lots of potential, but I don't invest in them. I don't buy those guys. They're going for thousands of dollars for the rookie cards, while Hall of Famers like Grant Hill, this Met 9 I got for under 20 bucks. Second year, 94 finest, doesn't have the covering on it, but still a really beautiful card. If this was a Luka Doncic rookie in a 9, what would I be paying for it? I don't know. My passion is the 96 Topps set, chrome and regular, and just 96 in general. I love that draft. If you go back to some of my old videos, I tell my personal story about me watching the 96 draft the night before I went in the military. And I'm winding down my military career now here 24 plus years later. But it was a memorable night for me watching the draft with bated breath and nervous anticipation for my own future. But this Ray Allen Topps Chrome, my second Ray Allen Chrome rookie, got it in a near mint 8 for under 30 bucks, which is like a steal. Some of the stuff is coming down, like they said. Some people might say it's the bubble bursting, but it's really just a much needed correction. Things took off so fast and furious in March, April, May, June timeframe that there was nowhere for it to go but down. And I'm a buyer all day long. I love to pick stuff up. I'm not selling anything, so I'm glad when I see prices drop because that just means I get more stuff. This is my second Bowman's Best. Bowman's Best, it's got the chromate finish just like the Topps Chrome. It's about 1/10 of the cost, it seems. Maybe not 1/10, but it's much less costly than the Topps Chrome. A very cool Skybox Z-Force, one of the coolest brand rookie cards you'll ever see. I like Skybox did this kind of like the rookie emblem is it's got a little bit of a textured gleam to it, if you will, and just a cool card. I just picked another one of these up on a PWC auction yesterday. They had a bunch of Kobe stuff, and I got some amazing prices on it, which may be the correction of the prices coming down, but it just may be that it was people were watching a great game between the Patriots and the Seahawks and just weren't bidding. Here's low-end PFF. Got a couple of these. Couple eights I picked up, and then a really a poor grade on this Duncan, but just a really cool card, man, for a little over $10. I can't tell the difference between a 7 and a 9 on this card. Maybe a little bit on the ding on the corner, but these cards are pretty sturdy. So it's got the acetate on one side and the refractory the refractory finish on this side. Just a really cool card for Duncan. Again, one of the most underrated players of all time. Wrapping it up with a little bit of football. I just got this for 99 cents or something like that as an add-on bid. So obviously a 6 grade is not what you're looking for, but a cool Jerry Rice die cut from the late 90s. And then some more stuff that I got on the really cheap. These specific Peyton Mannings, probably paid like less than $2, $3 for these cards. The seller refused to combine shipping on them, but at that time I'm like, you know what, you pay all that money to get them graded. I kind of felt bad for them. I didn't haggle with them over the shipping cost. Here's another one. I didn't give you high marks on eBay as far as shipping costs go when I did my feedback, but at the same token, I can understand how you spend, $10 to $15 to get these graded and get back 6s and 7s. That's your own fault, but at the same time, I understand when you're disappointed about seeing them go for 99 cents on eBay. Another case here's a Fleer metal, some chipping atop the top on that, which is pretty tough. Overall, a clean card, a clean surface, and it's cool. If you look in the background on this, it looks like a hurricane in the background. Shot of that, that's pretty cool. And just like I'm saying, I'm not looking to get high grades on this. This is just to add to the Manning collection. This isn't really what I would call an investment card. I got this around $10, so less than the cost probably to grade it. It's a clean 8. Okay, now here's something that I'm a little bit consider more an investment. My second chrome refractor, Edgerrin James rookie. I believe in this card right here. If you look what chrome refractors have done in the basketball community, it's just a matter of time before the football community takes off. I mean, obviously with guys like Brady and Manning, they have already taken off. But for some of the tier B, if you will, stars like Edgerrin James, running backs as a whole, not overly popular, but James is a Hall of Famer, over 1,200 yards, and one of the best running backs of his era. So picking up that Topps refractor, I had to pay about 50% more than the one I purchased a couple weeks ago on auction, and they've gone up about $20 every 2 weeks. So I imagine that card, I paid $60 for it on a best offer. I imagine that card now, you're probably paying around $90 to $100. Unless it comes down here in the near future. And this is mislabeled. I bought this as what I thought was the Class 2 black label. This is actually the gold label Class 1, which is a little more common. But for what I paid for, it's still a beautiful card. Look at that beautiful shine, late 90s shine. I love the Topps gold from the late 90s. And wrapping it last up, nothing too fancy, just a finest with the coating in a 9. If you can see a pattern here with these James, I'm picking up 9s, 9s, 9s. Not going all in on the 10s. I'm doing more bulk volumes of 9s and getting the bargain deals on those. But that's what I got for you. Once again, everyone, appreciate the posts, the comments. I'll talk to you again soon.